A very good evening to you all. It's 6 o'clock, Wednesday, the 32nd of January. I'm Candy Miller.
And I'm Angus Johnson. This is Ground News. Tonight, our top story. The Kyrgyzstan war rages on as a new phase of battle begins. The Kyrgyzstan soldiers are hopeful that the war may only last a few more weeks.
Also coming up, have crime rates gone too far? Various studies into crime rates have shown that these have greatly increased over the last few months. Is the new president to blame?
It's time we stopped dithering, got around the negotiation table and made sure this issue doesn't get raised again.
Also tonight, a large tornado sweeps across Tafat, leaving many regions of Inazuma flooded. The cause of the tornado is as yet unknown, as weather reporters from this region did not find any tornado readings in the past few days.
In other news, Cyberdyne is planning on cutting 3,200 jobs worldwide. This decision was made by higher-ups after a cost review which showed the first quarterly losses of the company in 20 years.
And just one more story for tonight. Tate Andrews has been imprisoned for human trafficking. Rape allegations are also piling up as the court cases get longer and longer. The war between Kyrgyzstan and the Kingdom of Nine Gag still rages on as the people of Kyrgyzstan are on the run for over 10 months now. People ask when this whole situation will come to its end, when the Kyrgyzstans will finally be free.
As the Kyrgyzstan war goes on, there is yet again hope for the soldiers of Kyrgyzstan. The opposing forces, the Kingdom of Nine Gag, had recently held a ceasefire for multiple days. This gives the Kyrgyzstans hope that the Kingdom of Nine Gag might retreat within the next couple of weeks. It is likely that the reason for the ceasefire was the fact that Kyrgyzstan had recently taken back 3 of their own cities in a vicious battle. Standing in front of me is one of the many soldiers that have fought in this war. What is your opinion on the state of this battle?
I say they've given up. We fought valiantly to protect our country. And I think that Nine Gag may have just underestimated us. And it cost them their victory.
Our hearts go out to all of the soldiers fighting there today. Then our next item. High crime rates are infecting various parts of the country. Many have pointed the blame at the new president for economizing the police force earlier this year.
Many say that the lax use of policies by the newly appointed President Wilson could be a possible cause. Wilson denies this, saying that the policies entered have actually improved and lowered crime rate numbers.
So, Ms. Wilson, what are your plans on decreasing the crime rates?
Well, I'm really glad you phrased that question. So let me be clear, this is an issue we're very concerned about. It's time we stopped dithering, got around the negotiation table and made sure this issue doesn't get raised again. At least not during the course of government without asking.
Alright, thank you for your answer. We await any results that new policies might have.
Yes.
Anyway, back to the studio.
If your boobs hang too low, buy this bra. Best in the country.
We are very sorry for this interruption. It appears our correspondent has been assaulted. We will return in just one moment.
We are back. Sorry for the interruption. Returning to the regularly scheduled news, the weather in Inazuma has taken a turn for the worse earlier this week, leaving many parts of the country flooded. This has led to many homes being destroyed. A correspondent is here on the scene. What is the state of things over there?
It is not looking good, I'm afraid to say. Whole islands are completely flooded and many homes have taken the plunge with them. The current Archon of Inazuma, Raiden A, has made an official statement on the matter, but leaves the individual details of any concrete plans up in the air.
Mr. Armstrong, are there any more details you can give us?
There is no real logical explanation that we can give the viewers. All our staff is worried about this as well. Until now, we haven't found any evidence that our computers are broken or have any viruses. If we do find any new information on this topic, it will be made known officially.
Cyberdyne is planning on cutting over 3,200 jobs worldwide to prevent from going bankrupt. The whole process will be finished by the end of March this year.
According to inside sources, a majority of Cyberdyne's employees are stressing and working many hours of overtime, and that is not actually legal.
We're all working really hard to prevent the company from going down, especially because we have made such a progress in the past. We all love doing what we're doing and hope that our effort won't be for nothing.
Our company has made a big difference in today's robotics and artificial intelligence spheres. The AI that we made, Skynet, is now officially working in over 50 businesses in our country and 20 companies abroad. The only problem is that we don't have any investors. The whole firm has been made of our own efforts, and I fully invested in this. The only other investor was our co-founder, my brother. He helped us before, but we can't rely on such income sources at this time.
Cyberdyne's recent shift from robotics to the creation of their AI, Skynet, is somewhat making a turn for profit margins, though the strong losses of the early parts of the fiscal year still required these layoffs.
Tate Andrews is again a very important topic spread all over the social media. He's now being imprisoned in Romania along with his brother. The cause of imprisonment is human trafficking.
Tate Andrews is being held in prison until the end of the month alongside his brother in Romania. This is not the only accusation that is held against him.
You didn't like that I was thinking I can do whatever I want to. That's what it is. I'm the smartest person on this planet.
That was a voice recording from controversial influencer Tate Andrews, allegedly sent to a woman in 2015. That audio, along with disturbing messages reading quote, "I loved raping you," and now coming to life as Tate faced sex trafficking charges overseas. Vice World New published in the voice note and text allegedly made by Tate. "We want to warn you they may be disturbing to some."
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I loved how much you hated it. Turned me on.
Andrews is known worldwide for his millions of Twitter followers and controversial beliefs, recently made headlines for his arrest in Romania. He's not being held on charges of organized crimes, human trafficking and rape. Just this week, he was denied release from detention, and from here, prosecutors can request Tate's detention be updated from 30 days to 180 days behind bars. But this isn't Tate's first tangle with the law. Back in 2015, he was arrested in the United Kingdom after his accuser provided investigator with this voice recording and violent WhatsApp messages he allegedly sent her.
Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't f***ing pass out? Chill the f*** out. Jesus Christ, I thought you were cool. What's wrong with you?
The accuser included a message apparently sent from Andrews reading quote, "I loved raping you." Tate was arrested for sexual assault and physical abuse after two separate accusers came forward. In 2019, prosecutors dropped that case.
And if I had actually hurt anybody, the Romanian police would have me in jail.
Andrews was arrested in Romania in late December as a part of sex trafficking probe. On Thursday, 7 of his houses were searched by authorities. A spokesperson for the Directorate for Investigating Organized Crimes and Terrorism said the search took place, quote, "in order to obtain further evidence." Investigators say Andrews, his brother and 2 women coerced 6 women physically and mentally. All 4 suspects are now being held in Romanian jail.
And that is it for today's news. Now over to Roland Hawkins for the weather.
It looks like it's mainly going to be dry and mild this week, with calm west winds over most of the country. At the moment it is mild with some clouds, with some possible rainfall tomorrow in the south. Later this week, however, we will see the apocalypse. Starting on Saturday, we will see major meteor showers worldwide. However, that won't last long, as on Sunday the rapture will start. We sadly don't have any readings on the weather next week, but I can guess that it will be rather sunny. This has been Roland Hawkins for the weather. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Roland. That has been today's news. This was Angus Johnson.
And Candy Miller. Have a lovely evening.
Good night. Coming up next, are skyscrapers sexist? A discussion with Ronald Rump on the validity of